Hey everyone, have a hi here, another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, finally, I'm able to do this breakdown with some fun little team builds like I normally do. In this case, we're going to be doing the LR Dokkan Festival exclusive 350 million download celebration AGL full power Frieza. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So let's look at the card art first, as usual. So the SSR to the left and the TUR to the right. SSR looks fine. When I first saw it with the preview on the banners, I didn't think it looked right, but it looks fine. However, I don't like the TUR art, so I think it's just really busy, and yeah, just not a fan of it overall. So, however, the LR looks amazing, right? So here is the LR Roar of Resentment Frieza full power. It is an extreme AGL type. Let's go ahead and look at the stats. The leader skill, it is a brand new category again. I don't know which number this is, 76, 77, I don't know, it's a lot of categories, but we still are producing new categories here. It is Sworn Enemies or Planet Namek Saga category, Ki +3, HP attack 170% and defense 150. Said this in the Goku video. I don't know why they ended up not just doing 170% across the board. Would have benefited from Ki +4 as well, but yeah, it looks like they ended up just splitting the Planet Namek Saga and Super Saiyans with the Namek Goku leader skill, and just gave Frieza the Planet Namek Saga and Goku the Super Saiyans. So Sworn Enemies and Planet Namek Saga we'll talk about in the team builds there. Very limited, but still, pretty decent, I guess. But the bench strength isn't as strong as other categories for sure. The super attack and the ultra super attack, I would say, is still the best thing about both of the units for Goku and Frieza. I would say Goku has an advantage because of the defensive stack, but if you're looking for pure damage here, well, you're going to basically, when you activate an additional attack, you're going to get a guaranteed stack for a 30% raise for your SA multiplier. And once again, it's a good thing. It's unique here for both super attack and ultra super attack because the 12 key and 18 key both are mega colossal and not just colossal for 12. Huge advantage here. I guess I'm glad they're doing this. I don't know if we will see other units that have both mega colossal, but whether you do the 12 or 18, you are going to get the highest multiplier next to the Easy A mega colossal or the immense Easy A damage. So anyway, the raises attack for the 12 key, raises defense for the 18 key. Once again, disadvantage in my opinion, because I think the raise of defense is more advantageous than raising to the SA multiplier. Now let's look at the passive skill here. The Emperor's Final Showdown. It's Ki +2 attack and defense 100%. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh man, boy, they really dropped it a lot lower than Goku, because Goku is right off the bat 159%. So that's quite a bit of difference. And so I was like, okay, they're gonna probably power him up on some other areas. So it launches an additional super attack guaranteed within the same turn after receiving an attack, just like Goku, but there's no damage buff. So I was like, oh, okay, what's missing there? So then you saw a medium chance of launching an additional super attack for in the second or third turn. I'm like, okay, where's the buff? So here it is right here, plus an additional attack and defense 100%, but only from the start of the for 6 turns. So yes, technically you're going to be higher, right? Attack and defense 200% total versus 159, but it drops, the defense drops off after the 6th turn, and then from the 7th turn forward, it's only additional 50% to attack. I'm not a huge fan of this. Now, playing this unit, it feels a lot different because you have a lot of links, right? Big bad bosses, things of that nature that really buffs up this unit. So if you're playing with the right team, it's going to be fine. But I think, once again, they should have just kept it at 100 attack and just lose the defense, because you can stack the defense and make that up. but the SA multiplier is nowhere near 50% to your base attack right there. So it's going to take a while to move that damage output a lot harder, or to hit a lot harder than it is with maybe 159% right off the bat, right? So so anyway, that's my thoughts about that. So you do also get an additional 50% to attack, and then key plus up to 3 when you're fighting a superclass enemy. So a little beneficial there, just like the Goku. Once again, it's mirrored to each other, and it performs a critical hit when you're fighting a Goku, not Youth, Captain Ginyu, or Junior, etc. So, so yeah, passive skill. I think when most people read it, they're like, "Oh man, it's not as good," but it's good for 6 turns, so short duration. But after 6 turns, it really loses a lot of its luster. So, active skill, I'm the one who kill you. Greatly raises attack 50% temporary, and causes ultimate damage to enemy, and could be activated when you're facing one superclass enemy, and when its HP is 30% or less. Not your HP, but the enemy's HP. So it is a finishing move, which I like. I actually like this active skill after experiencing it a few times. So link skills: Prodigies, Universe Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, A Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. So the issue, of course, just Strongest Clan in Space, having that key link there. But you have Big Bad Bosses. I think really with extreme units, having Big Bad Bosses is almost a saving grace, especially if you're boosting it up to a level 10 link so a link skill. So all in all, when you're running this with Friezas, it's gonna be just fine. So categories, you're on a lot of teams here. Planet Dynamic Saga, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors, Final Trump Card, Exploding Rage, Inhuman Deeds, Space Time Traveling Warriors, Gifted Warriors, Planetary Destruction, and Sworn Enemies. So one of the things you just have to realize, once again, hopefully you're going to be able to have a Frieza next to the LR Frieza, the Full Power Frieza. Not full power, that is, but everything else. And if you're able to do that on particular teams, you're just going to be just fine. But like for example, I'm trying to think of anything else that jumps out here. Maybe Exploding Rage, you might find it tough to link up there. But yeah, anyway, you just want to bring some Friezas along with you. Now the stats pretty solid here: 22,700, 27 or 20,700 for attack, and the defense 14,000. Really strong stats there. So all in all, almost like a mirror image to Goku, but that passive skill I think does hamstring the Frieza a little bit too much than I would have probably developed it. So again, you to boost up the defense, you have to do 18 key. That's the issue, right? But you're always going to really get the raises attack stat if you're additionaling. So difference from Goku is he's always getting the 30% to defense, right? So anyway, let's talk about the link partners. If you are able to run the third form Frieza with this unit makes this unit fire, just absolute fire. The links, you're doing 5 links here, the boost in of itself with a 40%. So maybe that's why they limited the passive skill, because generally speaking, you're going to be most likely running this unit next to the LR Full Power Frieza. You do have some other units down there that also link skills, links with 5. One being the Tournament of Power Frieza, the Golden Frieza, the Angel Frieza there. So he works fine as well. But anyway, I do find myself needing some key or trying to seek out for some additional key somewhere else. You do have these other links here with the 4 links, so you can see down there below. Some of these, for example, you can't run cooler on Sworn Enemies or Planet Dynamic Saga, so the physical cooler is really good, but you're gonna have to run it on a different team. Now, let's talk about teams. I'm transitioning into teams here. Various different teams you can run, but once again, it's limited on Sworn Enemies and Planet Dynamic Saga. So you can see some of the options down here. This is basically, besides Kid Buu, new units, because the EZA to the Tech Transforming Frieza, that's a new unit. And then you got Piccolo, you got Third Form, then you got both new LRs. So you can't run with the Goku Frieza, but you can run the Goku with Frieza as the leader here, which is kind of interesting, right? So it's AGL Frieza is not a legendary existence or Super Saiyan, but because you have Planet Namek Saga, you can run this team here, and of course you can swap out Kid Buu or even transforming Frieza here, and you'll be just fine. And then Piccolo is going to boost up there because he's Planet Namek Saga on all allies 40%, so still a nice support unit there. Now you might run something different like this, just Planet Namek Saga. You can see the limitation when you do that, right? So then if you look at Sworn Enemies, a lot more options, and generally you can bring the Buhan on here, you can bring LR Cell, you could bring other units for that, and I just still kept Kid Buu on here as a support unit as well. So all in all, Sworn Enemies I think is a little bit more flexible, but generally you're running more Friezas, and I guess if you do have a chance to have Buhan as a floater, you're fine as well. So another team here is more so probably what you're normally going to run is more Frieza fam than anything else. And yeah, again, with the third form Frieza, it is such an amazing unit for these types of teams. It's almost a must-have if you're going to be running AGL LR Frieza. So let's talk a little bit about AGL in general. Not too much options. If you compare this to the Goku mono team that you're able to run, I put a couple of super units on here just in case, doesn't really matter. But if you're gonna be running like Battlefield or no item running, or running in and of itself using this category lead here, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It doesn't really sync up very well, and those are your only options. And yeah, so that's kind of a downside to AGL Frieza, is his ability to do a mono team as AGL is as limited as his normal leader skill in of itself. So now let's take a look at other teams you should probably put this unit on. I just picked out 2 teams. I could have done like 12 different slides for this, but once again, more importantly, if you're bringing third form Frieza, you're just going to be just fine. If you're going to be running Terrifying Conquerors and Transformation Boost, the Frieza fam team looks pretty fun here. Now JP has the physical cooler Easy Aid. Global does not have that at this point in time, but of course you can substitute that unit with anything else. Maybe just run a double support, right? If you run a double support, that's going to be really good as well, rather than the final form cooler. So but yeah, generally speaking, running 2 coolers is going to be great. You're going to power up a couple of these units here, Transformation Boost, but then all these are generally Terrifying Conquerors, right? So another team you can run would be like Space Traveling Warriors, like a full support team, and so this might be, you might be running something like this, right? Space Traveling Warriors and a little bit of Time Travelers there. Fun team here you can run, and all you're doing is building around the Frieza here, and hey, you got Turles on the team, you got Cooler on the team here as well. So interesting, fun team that you can run as well. But I think what I'm going to be doing probably mostly will be something similar to this, right? More Frieza fam than anything else. And I think that's probably one of the better teams for Frieza, especially if you want to run 2 of them, right? So anyway, really the idea, if you have the LR AGL final full power Frieza and the third form Frieza, put them together, you'll be just fine on any team that they're connected with. So keep that in mind. I think there is some limitations on here. When I think about the unit of itself, I'm still going to give it to Goku just because of his leader skill. I think it's better to build these various different teams, especially Super Saiyans. There's so many things you can do that on there. And then but kind of standalone, I really do find this team really fun as well. Especially if you're going to do like legendary Goku events. The AGL Frieza is a beast, right? So right now there's no legendary Frieza event. If there was, maybe you definitely give the nod to the LR Goku. So there are certain circumstances I say Frieza is going to be outshining, but overall I think still Goku is the better overall unit. But anyway, that's my thought. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we will catch you next time. Later.